27. After school, I wait for Senpai in the courtyard. Very soon, I'm going to be meeting Commander and Ghost. On the surface, it's gonna look like I'm double-crossing Kujo and everyone else belonging to... What did Yuki call our group again? The Valhalla Society? Anyway, I'll basically be betraying everyone. I mean, I won't be able to go to our regular meetings at 9 Ball. I've got to make it look like I'm keeping my distance from my comrades, or I won't be able to sell my story. When we met again, Commander was wearing our school's uniform. But when we met him, Commander was wearing our school's uniform. And for all I know, he could be watching me from somewhere right now. Hence why it's better if I wait for Senpai alone, without any of my friends nearby. It'll make me look more trustworthy. I hope. Of course, I don't even know if Commander's watching me, so this is really more of my peace of mind than anything. More for my peace of mind. Also, while Kudo and Sora did agree to stay away, they didn't look happy about it. Still, you can never be too paranoid, I think. Better to take every precaution. Senpai came from the direction opposite the one I was looking in, so I didn't notice her until she's standing right next to me. She puts a hand on her chest and takes a few deep breaths. After hesitating for a bit, she finally gathers her resolve and sits down next to me. I'm not sure anyone ever calls me kind and understanding anyone's ever called me kind and understanding before. It's kind of embarrassing. Fidgeting awkwardly, I clear my throat and try to get the discussion back on topic. Though I guess it's just like how I've been meeting fellow users in quick succession too. First Kujo, then Sora, and then Yuki. I wonder if users, or maybe the artifacts they hold, are drawn to each other. What is this, like fucking stands now? God damn it. Have I already compared artifacts to stands before? I wouldn't be surprised. I literally compared part 2 to part 4 of JoJo's, so episode 2 to part 4. She probably thought it was her fault I fell silent. I'll save more brooding for when I'm back home. Any more brooding. For now, I need to steel myself to meet Commander and Ghost.
よし。じゃあ行きましょう。先輩、よろしくお願いします。
はい。新見さんは、このまま話せるんですが。
はい。
高峰君と話すときは、もう一人の私に変わっちゃうと思います。
Is that for preservation reasons? Like, he's only seen you in that form? Or like, because... Or is it because you're too stressed out to stay in this form when you're around him?
もう一人のっていうと、女王様みたいな？
She looks down, blushing slightly. I probably shouldn't have phrased it like that. To her face, huh?
なんか、例え方が、すみません。
いえ、です。そうです。女王様というか、お嬢様というか。
Listen, I compared her to fucking Toko from Danganronpa, so, you know, there's the only it's, you know, Kakeru's analogy isn't any worse than my comparison.
あ、お嬢様、そう表現すればよかったな。
もう一人の私は堂々としているので、高峰君と話すときはつい変わっちゃって。
The only other comparison I could have made that was even worse was Diavolo from part 5. You see what I did there? Compared part 4 to episode 2, and now I'm including part 5 in episode 3, and then episode 4 is going to be part 6. Never mind.
あいつらの理想に共感できないとか、そういうのを抜きにしても苦手だったりします？
こんなこと言うのよくないんですけど、圧が。
I press my lips angrily at that. I also have to keep my mouth shut, or I'll end up laughing at the unintended double entendre. Forceful, huh? I guess what she means, that Trini Edgelord's definitely intimidating.
同じアニメが好きな、同行の師ではあるんですけど、急に手を広げたりとか、ビクってすることがあって、ごめんなさい。悪口を言いたいわけじゃなくて、はい。圧が。
Yeah, phrasing. Still doing my best not to laugh. I watch a senpai squirms in embarrassment. Despite how timid she is, she can be surprisingly blunt. I bet if she just opened up a little more, she'd get along with everyone. But in order to make that possible, I've got to get her safely out of Rick Vader.
よし、行きましょう。人格変わるのも了解です。
もう一人の私が迷惑かけちゃったらすみません。
いえ、頼りにしてます、先輩。
はい。新見さんがうまく馴染めるように、私も頑張ります。
さんとかいいですよ。
はい。
呼び捨てでも年下ですし、俺。
呼び？
Yeah, but that would be too embarrassing.
新見さんは新見さんという感じなので。
なるほど。本当好きに呼んでくれていいので。
はい。
じゃあ行きましょう。よろしくお願いします、先輩。
はい。お願いします。
We get to our feet and start walking to the shrine of the White Serpent's relic. Now then, it's time to put on my traitor face. I need to throw away my morals and act like a true scoundrel. I don't think that would work considering they've already seen you. So, like, would they really buy the act? If I can't help the others fight the Evil Eye's user, I need to at least handle all the dangerous jobs leading up to that confrontation. I'm determined to find proof that it's Ghost. It only took a few minutes to reach the rendezvous point. Along the way, I go over my list of objectives one more time. First, find proof that Ghost is the Evil Eye's user. Second, find out what the Evil Eye looks like. Lastly, and most importantly, make sure those two don't find out Kusaka is working with me. I'm the one who rubbed her into this mess. I absolutely cannot do anything that'll put her in danger. I need to make sure that if things go south, I'm the only one taking the fall.
お優しいかける様。私のことなど使い捨ててくださって構いませんのに。喜んで捨て石になりますわ。
Do you always need to untie the fucking... I don't know what it's... The bow? Hang on, I need to see what it was again. Listen. Oh, I'm just saying that I'm not really... Yeah, it's a ribbon kind of thing, right? It's a bow tie. I mean, yeah. But like, do you have to always untie it when you switch personality?
いや
And also unbutton a few buttons. Senpai's already switched to her other personality, and she's being quite forward. It's kind of awkward, and also hot. I mean, I did say she could call me whatever she wanted, but Kakeru-sama is a bit much. Though I can't say I dislike it.
司令官さんもゴーストさんもすでに到着しているそうです。かける様、心の準備はよろしくて。
Is it bad that I'm equating every new sprite in episode 3 to the difference in the eyes of Haruka? What am I saying? There is a distinct difference between her eyes in this sprite than the one right before it. Right? It is very noticeable. And I'm like, are they all on the new sprites only? Or are there some on the older sprites from the other episodes? Because I don't remember every sprite that Haruka had in episode 1 and 2, alright? It's the same thing with Sora in episode 2, because like, I knew she had newer ones, I just don't know how many of them are new. Like, this one's a newer sprite for Haruka, but, you know.
はい大丈夫です
I braced myself and walked toward the shrine entrance. I've already messaged Kujo and Sora to let them know the meeting is about to start. They both told me to be careful, but that's all. Of course, I have every intention of proceeding with caution. I may have decided to trust Senpai, but that doesn't mean I should be letting my guard down. I need to think about how to adjust my course of action if they see through my plan. If I fuck up, they might kill me. Which is why I've been doing everything, well, most things in my power to raise the odds of success. And now it all comes down to how well I can act. Let's do this.
かける様
Like, is this a new pose as well? Because it has the more vibrant eyes, right?
はい
Senpai stops right in front of the entrance to the shrine.
二人にはまずは私から話します。
Am
か
I
ける
own?
様はただそばに。
Were those vibrant eyes in the previous episodes? Am I only paying attention to her eyes now because she's the focal point of the episode? Who knows? I can't remember anything.
最初はってことですねわかりました
いえ、最初から最後までただ黙ってそばに。
最後まで
はい。私に操られているという設定なのでしょ。
See, look at
かける様が率先して発言してしまったら簡単に見破られてしまいますわ。
look at how different her eyes are in this sprite. Right, this sprite is obviously from a previous episode. This is probably the most common one she uses.
ああ、なるほど。めっちゃ俺が喋る気でいました。うさんくさいですね、それ。
どうか私にお任せくださいまし。うまくやってみせますわ。ですが、もし露見してしまった時はお願いいたしますわね。
そうならない方がいいんですか。
私としてはそちらの方が好ましい展開なのですが。では行きましょう。
Senpai strides into the shrine, and I follow a little ways behind her, trying my best to look like one of her enraptured followers. This version of Senpai is so bold, it's kind of reassuring, and kind of hot. For now, I'll let her do all the talking. I'm happy to do so if that makes it more believable that I'm being controlled. I don't know, you could probably do the fucking kind of like the speak when spoken to thing. You know? The two of them are standing in a rather secluded corner of the shrine grounds. Commander Ren Takamine looks confident, and Ghost is chewing gum with an annoyed expression on her face.
ごきげんよう、司令官さん、ゴーストさん。申し訳ありません。お待たせしてしまいましたわね。
いや、時間通りだ。
前置きはいらねえ。さっさと始めようぜ。
Ghost spits her gum onto the ground and gives me a withering glare. I do as Senpai told me and just stand there silently. I try my best not to meet Ghost's gaze and look as absent-minded as possible. Unfortunately, I can't help but watch Takamine as he takes a tissue out of his pocket and scoops the wad of gum off the ground and then eats it. and then he starts chewing the gum. For someone who likes playing the victim, he's surprisingly upright.
そいつが仲間になりたいって？
少し違いますわね。仲間になりたいのではなく、仲間にしてしまいました。
どういうことか説明したまえ。
言葉の通りです。私、かける様のこと、とても気に入ってしまいましたの。ですから。
Senpai scoots closer to me and hugs my arm. She might call this an act, but we've seen how fond she is very evidently in episode 1 and 2.
私の力で虜にしちゃいましたの。
She flashes Commander and Ghost a playful grin. I can feel her boobs pressing against me. Man, this is not the time to be thinking about this kind of crap. I need to focus on, but my stupid virgin brain keeps getting distracted.
なるほど。君の傀儡にしたということか。
See, why can't Kakera remember when he loses his virginity, you know? He can remember Ghost being the evil eye user, but he can't remember fucking his sister. I feel like that would be more traumatic than... Never mind.
傀儡なんて、そんな言い方しないでくださいまし。ただ心を通い合わせただけですわ。
それはすまない。謝罪しよう。
とにかく私決めましたの。この方を仲間にしますわ。よろしくて、司令官。
More traumatic in the time when you accept Sora's feelings, right? But not when you don't accept them. When you don't accept them, the hate scenes feel a lot more like a lot less forceful. You know, using Haruka's words. The commander puts his hand on his chin and narrows his eyes, scrutinizing me. It's probably not a good idea to let him see into my eyes. He might figure out we're lying.
彼に力を使ったこと。すでにバルハラソサイエティは察知しているか？
彼と思いが通じ合ったのはつい先ほどですから。
なるほど。ではまだ知られてはいないということだな。
でしょうね。
おそらく彼はバルハラソサイエティの中心となる人物。よくやったエンプレス。もはや敵ではないな。
Let me do this.
環境設定です。
If Rainier's going to be playing a more prominent role in this
なるほど。
that's not
な
how
るほど。なるほど。
only up by
では
10, not 40, alright?
エンプレス。早速彼からバルハラソサイエティの内部情報を聞き出してくれたまえ。
嫌ですわ。
何？
彼を利用するために力を使ったわけではありませんもの。
エンプレス。わがままを言うのはよしたまえ。今は戦争中なのだぞ。我々リグベータとバルハラソサイエティとの。
興味ありませんわ、そんなの。
まったく奔放なのは結構だが、少々君はリグベーダのメンバーとしての自覚が。
おい、
Ghost suddenly interrupts Takamine, an irritated frown on her face.
もう一度聞きたいんだが、
何でしょう。
そいつに力を使ったんだな。
ええ、
嘘だな。
Senpai and I gulp. She's not just suspicious. No, she's sure. She's sure of her deduction. She totally knows.
お前に操られている連中見たことあるぜ。正気がねえくせにニヤニヤして気持ち悪いったらありゃしねえ。こいつはちげえな。目つきがまるでちげえ。お前はこいつに力なんて使っちゃいない。
She's so unconvinced. She fucked with the audio.
言いがかりはよしてくださいまし。私はかける様を。
いえ、先輩ありがとうございます。もう大丈夫です。
かける様。
The senpai gives me a startled look and Ghost scoffs at us.
つまんねえ小芝居しやがって。何が目的だ。
わかった。そう敵意を向けないでくれ。素直に話す。
I gently disentangled my arm from Senpai's grasp and raised my hands in surrender. My life is riding on how well I can convince these guys. I've changed my mind on them. Fortunately, I prepared for a scenario like this. Time for plan B. One way or another, I need to trick these two into believing I'm on their side.
かける様。
先輩、すみません。俺が臆病なばかりに嘘をつかせてしまって。
いえ、そんな。
ゴーストの言った通りだ。俺は先輩の能力にかけられちゃいない。
ほう。
あっさり認めやがった。張り合いのねえやつ。俺らを騙してタダで済むと思ってんのか。あ？
待ってくれ。話を聞いてくれ。
聞いてやる必要なんざ。
まあ待てゴースト。臆病と言ったな。どういう意味だ。なぜ彼女に嘘をつかせた。
その通りの意味だよ。恥ずかしかったんだ。
何？
恥ずかしかったんだよ。なんつうか動機が不純つうか単純つうか。
不純だと。
そうだ。だからお前たちに知られたくなかった。本当のことを。
君がスパイだということがか。
ちげえよ。俺は先輩に惚れたんだ。
Oh, it feels like time slowed to a crawl. Don't talk about time. That's what your artifact is for. You don't even know that. Post Ghost, who hasn't visibly shown any emotion other than irritation this whole time, and Takamino, who's been keeping his tuning persona, look absolutely flawed. This was probably the last line either one of them was expecting, which is why I chose this particular story to go with if they called our bluff. Some crappy excuse would probably just make me look more suspicious. But what about the crappiest excuse possible? It's so lame they might just believe it. After all, no one would expect an excuse this dumb to be a lie. Basically, the more ridiculous and unbelievable my lie, the more likely they are to believe it. I'm not crafty enough to come up with a good alibi, but I might be able to fool them with one that's so bad it's good. I just hope this plan works. Fortunately, even if they don't completely believe me, their bewilderment has bought me some time. I just have to sell my story before they get over their shock.
ほらな、そういう反応になるだろ。だから言いたくなかったんだよ。この際だから全部ぶっちゃけるかな。リグベーダの理想とかどうでもいい。全く興味がない。いや違うな、素直に話す。嫌いだ。人殺しを容認なんてできないからな、俺には。全く賛同できない。でもお前たちの仲間になれば先輩と一緒にいられる時間が増えるだろ。それだけだ。なんかおかしいかよ。
いいえ、何もおかしくありませんわ。
Not the fucking slide whistle sound effect, bro. Senpai grabs onto my arm again. Of course she knows I'm putting on an act. I felt bad about telling such a stupid lie, especially since it involves her, so I got her permission to go with this plan if they found out I wasn't actually under her control. I even asked her if it'd be okay to say we're dating if necessary. The plan had been to put on this ridiculous charade for myself, and I'd told Senpai all she had to do was stand back and watch. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, you fake it till you make it, alright? You fake having a crush on Haruka, and then a few hours later, in relation to how long I will be playing this visual novel, he'll start actually liking her. And then they'll actually become boyfriend and girlfriend. But it seems like she wants to play along to make it more believable. Man, is this really the best thing I could come up with? I'm really sorry you have to go along with such an idiotic strategy, Senpai. Listen, you could have gone harder, alright? You could have said you had a crush on Ghost, or even better, Renya. That would have made it even stupider.
私から提案しましたの。私の力に操られたということにしましょうと。私も気持ちは同じ。ですが、素直に明かしても受け入れてもらえないことは分かっていました。だって、あなた方はバカになさるでしょ？私どもの愛を。
いや、バカにはしないが。
あら、ゴーストさんはそうではないご様子ですが。
ああ、バカにしてるよ。そんな理由で仲間を裏切るか、普通。
Listen, he's hot, alright? Like, you know, he's already tapped Miyako, and he's already tapped Sora, so like, the next best thing is Haruka. I mean, there's Noah, but like, not in a million years. That's why he has to wait 4 episodes to tap Noah.
ひどいですわね。そんな理由だなんて。
惚れた女のそばにいたい。至極真っ当な理由だろうが、何もおかしくない。
魔性の女に狂った男。わからないでもないが。
理解できるほどの経験ねえだろ、てめえは。
経験はなくとも知識はある。人の歴史にその事実が刻まれているのだからな。だからわかる。わかるか。一つ聞きたい。
なんだ？
彼女のどこに惚れた？
どこって。
I mean, I could answer that. Crap, I wasn't expecting that. But I can't take too much time to think. I've got to keep talking.
言えないのか？
一目惚れなんだ。言葉にするのが難しい。ただ、強いて言うなら。
Don't say her tits. All right, that would be too obvious.
ああ、聞かせてくれ。
まず、見た目が好みだ。性格も、本人を前にして言うのは恥ずかしいが。
聞かせてくださいまし、 かける様。
はい。優しいし、普段のおどおどしてる時は守ってあげたくなるし。こっちの性格も包容力がある。それに、そう
No, no.
胸がでかい
I told you not to say it, man.
ほう。
あ
あらあら、かける様ったら。
Ghost is just jealous because her tits aren't as big. Senpai's laughing it off, but I totally fucked up there, didn't I? I suddenly break out into a cold sweat. I know it's hard to stop yourself when you're just spouting off whatever comes to mind, but that was really rude. Hell, it was just straight up sexual harassment. Listen, you're trying to act like you're dating. Saying that she has big tits, you know, isn't the worst thing you could have said. But now that I've crossed the line, I have to take it all the way. It's time to go full dumbass mode. Listen, as long as you don't start lying, it'll be fine.
そうだ。俺は先輩の胸に惚れた。
マジかよ。何言ってんだこいつ。
胸ときたか。ちなみに。
おい、お前も話広げようとすんな。
いや、聞かせてくれ。君の仲間、九条都女子もなかなかのサイズだったように見受けられたが、彼女ではダメなのか？
そうだな。確かに九条もでかい。背が小さいから余計にでかく見える。でもな。
Listen, I already said he tapped her first, alright? He already did Miyako in a different timeline, which he doesn't remember. But, you know, I remember.
先輩の方がでけえんだよ
This really is full dumbass mode. I'm sorry, Kujo. Please don't hate me. I absolutely cannot let her ever find out I said these things. Really, though, I'm super sorry. I won't ever be able to tell you why I'm sorry, but please believe that I'm being sincere. Just make sure that Miyako never reads your mind. Or, no, he'd have to think everything he said, so that this would be part of his memory. No, this is in his memories. I know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm really sorry that you have to hear me spew all this vulgar crap sent by, but it's too late to go back now. So please don't stop me.
今までは確かに九条が気になっていた。だがな、先輩と出会っちまったんだよ。そうなると話は違ってくる。違ってくるんだよ。俺は一番胸のでかい女のそばにいたい、そういう男だ。俺は先輩の胸のために九条や妹を裏切るためらいや後悔などみじんもない。
かける様、素敵ですわ。
Like hell it was. Bro, he was spitting when he was talking about her personality, and then he just had to double down, triple down, fucking quadruple down in regards to her tits. Though I appreciate you backing me up here, Senpai. And plus by throwing away my pride, it looks like I managed to fool these two. I'm pretty sure no one would expect a spider sink this low just to keep their cover from being blown. I bet you two are totally fine with me joining now, huh?
君の名は
かける。新見かけるだ。
新見かける。
Commander scowls angrily at me as he approaches us. Shit, did I mess up? No, you're a comrade in arms now because you talked about big tits. Liking big tits. He grabs my left hand. Wait, hang on. Is this a handshake?
君とは仲良くなれそうだ。
What did I fucking tell you, bro? He likes big tits too.
Huh?
Ghost looks utterly nonplussed. Honestly, I'm a little shocked and kind of worried myself. I mean, this is the development I was hoping for, but I figured these two would be disgusted with me after I started going off about how much I love tits. I guess dialing the dumbass meter up to 11 actually works.
君を歓迎しよう。リグベーダへようこそ。
He actually called him Comrade.
おおどうもあざす。
マジかよ。おい司令官さんよ、てめえ正気か。信じたのかよ、あんなクソみたいな話をよ。
その点では彼とは趣味が合わない。しかし
Wait, what? One could say that this man and I have polar opposite tastes? Oh, he likes them smaller. I get it. That's why he's with Ghost. Commander lets go of my hand and twirls around, spreading his arms wide.
渋さに注ぐその情熱に、熱意に、潔さに、私は感服した、感動した。逆にゴースト、これほどまでに真摯に、赤裸々に、己が欲望をぶちまけた彼のどこを疑おうというのだ。いな、疑う余地などない。彼はもう我々の同志だ。渋さのもとに我々は一つとなるのだ。
He's very passionate about the topic of breasts, all right?
やっべえ、こいつ思った以上にアホだ。
貧乳ということは、司令官さんの好みはゴーストさんということですわね。
気持ち悪いこと言うんじゃねえ、殺すぞ。
Ghost is also my type, so...
あら怖い。
Thanks to my ridiculous monologue, it seems like the situation has been resolved. Well, if not peacefully, at least without bloodshed. At the very least, no one's on edge now. It looks like I managed to fool Takamine, so I doubt they'll kick me out. But Ghost is still suspicious. She's definitely a lot sharper than Takamine. I need some kind of trump card that'll dispel even her skepticism.
改めて歓迎しよう。ようこそリグベーダへ。
これからよろしく。
ああ、まずは君のコードネームを考えなくては。
コードネーム？
Please don't have any relation to tits, alright?
その通り。君にふさわしい名を。
Please.
そんなもの考える必要はない。
Oh no, this is the worst case scenario. Why did the one with the smallest tits have to show up?
Eh?
I can sense someone staring daggers at my back. And turning around, I see the leader of the Valhalla Society, Noayuki.
ほう、君か。彼を連れ戻しに来たというわけか。
So, like, how much of the conversation did she hear? Did she hear?
いいえ。
She slowly closes her eyes. Uh-oh, when she opens them again, her left eye is glowing with the stigma that all artifact users bear.
裏切り者の始末に。
何？
待てユキ。
すべて見ていた。問答無用。G オーダー。アクティブ。
待て、俺の話を。
パニッシュメント。
What the? I can't move.
かける様。あなた、かける様に何を。拘束しただけ。罰するのはこれから。
I mean, I guess this would make Kakeru's story more believable to Ghost.
罪状は言うまでもないわね。その罪、身をもってあがなうがいい。
待て。
問答無用と言った。アカシックレコードアクセス。
何？アカシックレコードだと？
我招く無因の勝劣に慈悲はなく、 あまねく役を逃れる術もなし。
まさかこれは。
Takamine looks shaken. It looks shaken. Is Yuki chanting some kind of spell? Does she have to be does she have to do that to activate her powers? Wait, is she seriously intending to?
かける様、立てまして。仕方ありませんわね。彼女は私が。かける様、汝、その封印なる封印の中で安息を得るだろう。とはに儚く。
やはりこれは極大魔法の栄唱か。
我は命ず。汝、悠久の時、妖境の傘下をコンダクたる眼で見続けよ。あなたの顔も見飽きたわ。奥義。
みんな逃げろ。
ファイナリティ。
くだらね。
No! It goes shoots out something that grazes Yuki, interrupting her incantation. She then takes a few steps toward us.
たく、てめえらの中二ごっこ遊びに付き合うのはうんざりだぜ。ユーザーはこんなのばっかりなのか？あ？やるってんならさっさとやれよ。さあ来いよ。さあやろうぜ。ユーザー同士のバトルだ。
私の目的はその裏切り者の始末。今あなたたちと刃を交えるつもりはない。
ひよってんじゃねえよ。もうてめえは俺たちにも喧嘩を売っちまってんだよ。
ゴーストの言う通りだ。彼はもうリグベーダの一員。見捨てることはできん。彼へ刃を向けるというのならリグベーダの総力を挙げて受けて立とう。
かける様、お怪我はございませんか？
はい。ありがとうございます。大丈夫です。
許しがたいですわね。暴力は嫌いですが、かける様を害するというのならば、私も黙ってはいられませんわ。
ユキ、悪いが、俺はそっちには戻らない。俺にはもう関わらないでくれ。
多勢に無勢。引かせてもらう。新見かける。バルハラソサイエティを裏切った罪。必ずあがなってもらう。
おい、このまま逃がすと思ってんのかよ。
ええ、思っているわ。G オーダー。アクティブ。
バルキュリアよ、教えてやろう。魔王からは逃げられ。
パニッシュメント。
Suddenly, my surroundings go dark. It doesn't last long, only a few seconds or so. But by the time everything returns to normal, Yuki's nowhere to be seen.
一体どういうことだ今のは。
3分だ。
何？
3分間、俺たちは間抜け面でぼーっと突っ立ってたんだよ。
なんだと。彼女に時を止められたとでも言うのか。
そこが知れねえな、あの女。面白えじゃねえか。
Go seems awfully happy about this turn of events. Did Yuki really stop time? So not only can she stop people in not only can she stop people in their tracks, she can even stop time itself. There's certainly a lot more to her power than meets the eye. No wonder she's so confident in her abilities.
バルハラソサイエティ、相手にとって不足なしといったところか。全員無事だな。
もちろんです。かける様、本当にお怪我はありませんか？
はい、大丈夫です。攻撃はされなかったので。
まさかあれほど反対していたゴーストが彼をかばうとはな。
ああ？何言ってんだてめえ。
彼も我々の仲間ということでいいんだな。
知らねえよ。勝手にしろ。
了承と受け取ろう。
いいのか？
仮にてめえが何か企んでいたとしても、全く障害にならねえ雑魚だってことが分かった。 勝手にしろよ。敵とも味方とも思わねえ。雑魚に興味はね
え。わかった。勝手にする。助けてくれてありがとな。
気持ち悪い。
With that, Ghost stalks off. Even if she doesn't trust me, it looks like she's at least willing to let me into Rick Vader.
まったく素直じゃない。私も行くとしよう。君のコードネームはまた後日考えようじゃないか。
ああ、わかった。いや、そういえば3年でしたよね。タメ語ですみません。
気にするな。我らはもう同志なのだから。では、さらばだ。
Yeah, fellow titty lovers. One wants the big old titties, and the other wants the tick old bitties, you know? And Takamine flashes me a winsome smile and walks away. I stare at his retreating back until he's out of sight. I breathe a sigh of relief.
先輩、ありがとうございます。なんとかうまくいきました。
いいえ、お力になれたのなら何よりですわ。
潜入はひとまず成功って感じですね。あとはどう証拠をつかむか。作戦を練らないと。
今日はゆっくりと休まれては大変な一日でしたし。
ああ、そうですね。今日は本当にありがとうございました。駅まで送ります。
ありがとうございます。ですが、それは少々まずいですわね。
まずい。
Smiling, Senpai latches onto my arm. She pushes her boobs against me without hesitation, enjoying my flustered reaction.
司令官さんはともかく、ゴーストさんはとても鋭い方です。念には念を入れた方がよろしいかと。
念にはですか。
はい。あんな嘘をついてしまったのですから、恋人らしく振る舞いませんと。
なるほど。
つまりデートのお誘いですわ。もう少しだけ二人の時間を楽しみましょう。
はい。飯をおごります。一緒にどうですか。
まあぜひ。どうせならかける様のお家で。
俺んちで。
ええ、お店では二人きりになれませんもの。
なるほど。なるほど。
さあさあ行きましょう。
はい。
Senpai tugs on my arm, dragging me out of the shrine. I can't afford to relax just yet, but I've managed to make it into Rick Vader at least. Senpai's right. I should take it easy for the rest of the day and plan for the steps ahead. The real hard parts yet to come. We buy hamburgers from the station on our way back, and then head to my place.
どうぞ入ってください。
お邪魔します。
適当に座ってください。
はい。
Trembling, Senpai sits down next to the table. Right after Commander and Ghost left, Senpai switched back to her other personality, original personality.
すみません。
She let go of me pretty quickly too. From that point on, she kept her distance. She was a nervous wreck the whole time. We were walking to the fast food place and didn't relax on the way home. If she'd been her Empress persona, I probably could have held a conversation for more than a few seconds, but Senpai's nervousness was infectious and I felt too awkward to say anything. It's been a little over a year since I started going to Huxen Academy. For the most part, my school life has been pretty uneventful, but suddenly I've been spending a lot of time alone with girls. Just this past week, I've had Kujo, Sora, and now Kozako come over to my place. Actually, I guess Sora doesn't count as a girl, so strike her off the list. Anyway, the point is that this is way too much excitement for a virgin like me.
夕食にはちょっと早いですけど、 温かいうちに食べましょうか。
はい、そうですね。
I sit down across from Senpai and start taking our hamburgers and potato chips and drinks out of the bag. My mind's still in a daze. First, I spent all afternoon and terrified that my cover would get blown, and now I've got a girl in my room. I need to be careful not to do anything that makes Senpai uncomfortable.
じゃあ、そうだ。食べる前にちょっと電話いいですか？
はい、どうぞ。
先に食べててください。
いえ、待ってます。
すみません。すぐ終わると思うんで。
I take my phone out of my pocket and hit the call button. The dial tone lasts for only a few seconds before she picks up.
無事潜入できたよね。
ありがとう。本当に助かった。
Not very angry Yuki is on the other end of the line. Of course, I wasn't expecting her to actually be angry, considering we worked together to concoct that little charade ahead of time. The idea was, if things went south, she'd jump in to save my hide, and if things looked like they were going well, she'd show up to call me a traitor and rough me up a little to make the deception more convincing. That way, if I fucked up I wouldn't get killed, and if I succeeded, Rick Vader would firmly believe I'd betrayed my friends. At first, I was worried I was landed on too thick, and Yuki herself wasn't too keen on playing the part. But in the end, it worked out in my favor. Our favor. Honestly, if I was really trying to be careful, I should have asked Chujo and Sora to hide somewhere nearby too, but seeing as Sora's stealth abilities don't work on Ghost, it would have been risky to bring too many people as backup. However, Yuki showed up out of the blue last time too, and so I figured she wouldn't arouse suspicion even if Ghost or Commander noticed she was there too early. And as expected, she performed her role perfectly.
結城のおかげでなんとかなった。ほんと、ありがとな。
一つ、釘を刺しておく。私の言動に嘘はない。
あ
あ。分かっていないよね。私は、本気であなたを罰するつもりだ、ということ。
なんで？
昨日も散々言ったけれど、私は嘘が嫌い。たとえ正義のためであろうと、人を騙す行いを許すことはできない。あなたは、バルハラソサエティの正義を裏切った。それは、覆しようのない事実。
適当に痛めつけてくれって頼みだったが。
適当で終わるはずがない。止めてもらえてよかったわね。
She's starting to scare me.
もっとも、あの場で本気で罰を下すつもりだったわけでもないけれど。
やっぱあの呪文ってわざとか？時間稼ぎっていうか、わざと止めさせようとしていたんだよな。
何の話？
違うと。わかった。なるほど。
Does that mean she actually needs that stupidly long chant to activate her powers? Nah, there's no way. That's gotta be part of her cheating act.
まだ罰を下していないのは、情状酌量の余地があるから。あなたの気持ちも理解はできる。どんな手を使っても、石化事件の犯人を捕まえる。と。けれど、バルハラソサエティの正義が揺るぐことは、あってはならない。いずれ相応の罰を受けてもらう。
ちなみに、どんな罰になるんでしょうか？
そうね。メンバー全員にパフェでもおごってもらおうかしら。
そんなのでいいの？
No, don't say that's it, bro.
お望みなら存分に痛めつけるけれど。
パフェでお願いします。
ええ。本当は助けに行くつもりはなかったの。嘘に加担したくないから。けれど九条さんとそれから空からも連絡が来た。あなたを頼むと二人に心配をかけていること、夢忘れないことね。
わかった。
それと、心までリグベーダの闇に染まってしまったその時は、
大丈夫だ、そうはならない。だがそんなもしもがあったら容赦しないでくれ。
ええ。それともう一つ。
あ
極大魔法の詠唱、ずっとしたかったの。その機会を与えてくれたこと、感謝しているわ。
Hee hee.
あ、はい。
I knew it. You really don't need to. You really don't need that long ass chant to activate your powers.
せいぜいボロは出さないように。次は助けてあげられないから。
わかってる。慎重にやる。
ええ。
With that, she hangs up on me. I'm surprised she didn't talk about. I'm surprised Yuki didn't bring up. Noah didn't bring up Kakeru talking about big tits. Yuki's too principled to fully endorse my methods, but it looks like she's willing to cooperate at least a little. Now I just have to make sure I do things right. One way or another, I need to get proof of my claims.
すみません、お待たせしました。
いえ、やっぱりグホ女学院の人も仕込みだったんですね。
すみません、事前に話しておかなくて。
いえ、知っていたら不自然な反応をしちゃったかもしれないし、それに新見さんの目を見て分かりました。余計なことしちゃいけないんだなって。
ありがとうございます、察してくれて。
いえ、そんな、
Blushing, Senpai looks away.
もし計画のうちなら台無しにしちゃいけないと思って。あの時そう判断したのはもう一人の私なんですけど、きっと何か考えがあるはずだから信じようって。
ありがとうございます、信じてくれて。
いえ、そんな、
まあ考えって言っても綱渡りでしたけどね。あんまり頭良くないんで、あれが限界でした。
うまくいったので、あれで良かったんだと思います。
ありがとうございます。食べましょうか。
はい、いただきます。
いただきます。
I pick up my lukewarm hamburger and take a bite. We both eat in silence. There's still a mountain of things I want to ask regarding Rigveda, but I think we've discussed them enough for one day. I wonder what else we can talk about. Come to think of it, I know next to nothing about Senpai. What kind of foods does she like? What hobbies does she like? What hobbies does she have? Those feel like such template icebreaker questions to ask, though. Dang it, I can't think of anything good to say. I'm too tired for this shit.
いや、そうだ、思いつきでおごるとか言っちゃいましたけど大丈夫でした。
大丈夫？ハンバーガーは好きです。
いや、そうじゃなくて、夕飯家帰ったらあるよなって、今更ですけど。
大丈夫です。お母さんにはもう連絡してありますし。
そっか、よかった。先輩断るの苦手そうだからちょっと気になって。無理なことは無理って言ってくださいね。この状況、もう一人の先輩なら余裕そうですけど、今の先輩にはちょっと辛いのかなって。
大丈夫です。本当に、今、緊張はしてますけど、男の子は苦手なんですけど、新見さんはとても、優しい方なので。
優しい。いや、
潜入しようって決めたの、私に危ないことさせないようにって。
ああ、そうですね。裏切ったら先輩も狙われるでしょうし。
私、嬉しかったです。心配してもらえて。
いや、石化事件の犯人を探したいっていうのはこっちの都合ですから、先輩を巻き込むわけには。いや、もう巻き込みまくってんな。
いえ、すごく配慮してくださってますし、妹さんのことも他の方のことも心配しているんだなって伝わってきて、新見さんのこと怖くないです。大丈夫です。
そう言ってもらえると安心します。なんか何回も言わせちゃってすみません。
いえ、今も緊張してるけど、ちょっと楽しくて、お友達と一緒にご飯食べたことなくて、あと男の子の部屋にも来たことなくて、初めてばっかりで妄想がはかど。今の違います。すみません。とにかくはい、新見さんは優しい方なので、はい、大丈夫です。
先輩こそ
はい
優しいですね。
いえ、そんな。
くそ、恋人のふりか。俺ふりなんかじゃ満足できなくなっちまうかも。
Pause. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. What?
先輩、門限とかありますか？
門限、いえ、
今日泊まっていきませんか？
Bro, when I said a few hours, I was referring to in real life, bro. I was referring to the playtime of the game, not like a few hours in game, bro. What do you mean? What is this? This isn't an act. There's no one around. You need it.
俺もっと先輩と一緒にいたいです。
一緒。いえ、泊まりましゅ。お風呂ありがとうございました。
ごめん先輩、着替えそんなのしかなくて。
いえ、大丈夫です。はい。
じゃあ先輩、
はい。
もう遅いし寝ようか。
はい。
俺寝袋で寝るから、先輩はベッドに。大丈夫、慣れてるから。
いえ、なんでもないです。
明かり消すよ。
はい。
おやすみ先輩。
おやすみなさい。
先輩。
はい。
ごめん先輩、俺も我慢できない。そんな切なそうな顔されたら俺先輩が悪いんだ。
ごめんなさい。
そうやってすぐ謝るからいじめたくなる。先輩、いやはるかはもう俺のもんだ。もう俺以外に謝ったりするんじゃねえぞ。はるか、はるか、目閉じて。
I feel a light impact on my chest. In an instant, the fog that had clouded my brain clears up, and a wave of shame washes over me. What the hell was I doing?
すみません。なんか俺 あれなんか、俺おかしなこと
違うんです。私のせいなんです。私の力のせいなんです。
I, I was wondering when, right? I was like, when did her powers start affecting him, right? Because I don't remember her activating them.
力、あ、
So that's what happened.
すみません。俺、先輩に魅了されて。
違うんです。魅了なんかじゃないんです。
魅了じゃない。
Then why was I acting like I was starring in a cheesy porno? The only other thing I can think of is, well, I was definitely glancing over at Senpai's boobs a lot. So maybe the reason I got so aggressive was...
もしかして、先輩の能力って、他人の欲望を増幅するとか、そんな感じだったりします？
違います。新見さんじゃないです。
あ？俺のじゃない。
私のです。
Oh no! So, like... So, are you saying that this is a confession? I mean... Ignore the fact that her powers also made a fucking reverse harem, you know, but like, when did she activate them? And like, were they really that strong? That, yeah.
私の、
私の欲望なんです。他人じゃないです。私の欲望を現実にしちゃう力なんです。
ってことは、
全部私の妄想です。新見さんがおかしくなったのは私の妄想のせいなんです。
I mean, like, considering the fact that she wasn't opposed to it until, you know, until she started regretting what she was doing. So, you know...
妄想。
ごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai covers her beet red face with her hands. She's talking way faster than usual. So, hang on. If this happened because of Senpai's fantasies, does that mean she wanted me to do something like this to her? Senpai. Is this your fetish? Is this really your fetish, Senpai?
ごめんなさい。
Senpai starts squirming uncomfortably. It's like she read my mind, even though that's probably not the actual reason she's being so apologetic. She looks really hot, rolling around in my bed with her shirt half unbuttoned. Wait, this isn't the time to be staring. Listen, you know what she's into. So, like, you know...
先輩、落ち着いてください。
落ち着けないです。
いや、まあ、そうですよね。でも俺、どきます。すみません。
I finally remember that I'm still straddling her and hurriedly get off the bed. I also pull the covers over Senpai so I don't get tempted. While I'm at it, I turn the lights back on too. Damn, I didn't notice before, but I'm covered in sweat. Thank God I stopped when I did. No, really, I'm glad Senpai stopped me. I mean it. I'm not secretly wishing she had kept controlling me until she went all the way or anything. Who am I trying to make excuses for here?
本当にごめんなさい。
Senpai pokes her head out of the covers, but she doesn't meet my gaze. In fact, she does her best to look anywhere but in my direction.
まだ力がうまく使えないせいで、その妄想が垂れ流しに。ごめんなさい。
想が現実になってしまう。
はい。
それってつまり考えたことが現実になるってことですか？
そうです。はい。
すごい力じゃないですか。
でも、ろくなことに使えてないので、妄想ばっかりで。
朝野も先輩の妄想ってことですか？
違うんです。
Are you sure? Because, like, you said that this is what your power is. Or is it is her other personality also part of her power, right? Because that would make sense if her fantasy is to be more confident, right? Senpai shoots out of bed, and this time she meets my gaze.
本当にあれは違うんです。
いや、俺もなんかすみません。デリカシーのない言い方を。
そうじゃないんです。あれは確かに、思いました。思っちゃいました。力に目覚めた時、この力があれば、漫画みたいにモテたりできるのかなって。でも、ちょっと思っただけなんです。本当にそうなりたかったわけじゃないんです。それなのに、力がうまく使えないせいで、勝手にあんな状況になっちゃったり、それと、もう一人の私がそうしたいって勘違いしてて、勝手に力を使ったり、つまり、違うんです。確かに私、妄想癖があって、性欲も強いですが。
性欲
も人一倍強いです
が。先輩大丈夫です。そこ強調しなくて大丈夫です。
たくさんの男子に好かれたいわけじゃないんです。誰でもいいわけでもないんです。それだけは誤解しないでほしいんです。
はあ。
私はたった一人の王子様と。
Listen, Haruka, I think it's a bit too late to regret what you're saying. You already fucking outed yourself as wanting Kakeru.
王子様。
She's just digging her grave more and more. Senpai covers her face and flops back down onto the bed. She's lying so still that I'm getting a little worried. This girl sure is flustered easily. Honestly, I want to ask her more about the specifics of her power, but it's probably better to save that for tomorrow. The mood's gotten really awkward now. Plus, I'm feeling embarrassed too.
俺泊まっていってくれなんて言っちゃいましたけど。
I glance over the clock. It's a little past 7 p.m. Wait, 7 p.m.? Why the hell did I suggest going to bed this freaking early? Well, it wasn't you who suggested it. It was her fantasy of you suggesting it. Wait, no. That was probably Senpai's power at work. Her delusions made me do that. Now that I think about it, Senpai's thoughts are probably a mess right now, huh? She's probably wishing she could crawl in a hole and die.
先輩、今日はもう帰りますよね。先輩？
泊まってもいいですか？
え？
ダメですか？
いや、むしろ先輩がいいんですか？
お母さんに友達の家に泊まるって言っちゃったんです。
はい。
私、友達がいないので、お母さんとても喜んでて、今さら帰れないです。
なるほど。
泊まってもいいですか？
そういうことなら、どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
ならせめて着替えましょう。ありますし、他にもちゃんとした服ありますし、スウェットとかジャージとか。
このままでもいいですか？男の子の部屋でこういう服着るの憧れだったんです。二度とこんな機会ないかもしれないので。
What the weirdest part is that weird part is that even in her fantasy, Kakeru chose to sleep in a sleeping bed. was it too unrealistic for Kakeru to sleep in his bed with her? Like,
なるほど。なるほど。
いいですか？
はい。どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。すみません。力を使いすぎたのか、すごく眠くて。
はい。おやすみなさい。
おやすみなさい。
一瞬で寝たな。
I get up and pull the covers over Senpai again, and then head to the kitchen. If I stay in the same room as her, it'll be hard to control my urges. I grab a water bottle out of the fridge and take a few gulps. Alright, let's process what we learned today. Senpai's powers let her turn her fantasies. Actually, for the sake of her dignity, let's rephrase that. Senpai's powers lets her manifest her thoughts into reality. Charming people is just one facet of that power, or rather, it's the means by which she's been making her ideas influence the real world. Which means that in order to materialize her thoughts, her artifact can probably exhibit a number of different powers. Is that second personality of hers something that she created with her power? Or has it always been there? That's what I'm saying, right? Is the reason she was given that artifact because of her second personality, or is second personality created through her power? Right? Which one came first, chicken or the egg? It's too soon to tell. It's too soon to tell. But even though I've even taken into account the fact that she can't control it that well, Senpai's ability is insanely strong. Anything she imagines will become reality. Her power can control other people to create that reality for her. I guess that explains why she was able to stop Ghost in the episode in the second episode. That's basically invincible. All Senpai has to do is wish for it, and the evil eye user will wish for it. Senpai wished for that development back there. She wanted to be assaulted by me. Is it really assault if she was consenting to it? If she hadn't woken up from her delusions, we probably would have gone all the way.
いやいやいや。
It's unfortunate that that scene was so relevant to it's so relevant to the game that they couldn't remove it from the all ages version. So they were forced to have they were forced to put a black screen. Right? Because, like, what are the chances that the 18 plus version also has a black screen? I'd say next to 0. But, you know, maybe I'll be wrong when I go back through the scene again in the 18 plus version. I shake my head, chasing impure thoughts from my brain. At any rate, thank God we brought Senpai over to our side. If she ended up being our enemy, we'd be screwed. All she'd have to do is manipulate us with her imagination, and she said she wouldn't want to do that with just anyone. That she wanted her knight in shining armor. But in her fantasy, she was willing to do it with me. So does that mean she sees me as her knight in shining armor? I mean, I guess. You are the only guy that she talks to, and the only guy who hangs around with her, even though it's only been like a few days. I don't think I've done anything particularly impressive to earn her trust, but wait, hang on. Am I interpreting this correctly? Does Senpai like me? Well, she did say she wanted to stay over at my place. There's no way she'd say that if she didn't like me at least a little. I'm having a hard time organizing my thoughts because I keep getting distracted like this. Though I'm amazed Senpai can just fall asleep in a boy's room like this. She even said she preferred keeping my shirt on instead of changing into something more modest. Despite how shy she is, she's more bold than she looks. To be honest, I'm having a hard time getting a handle on her personality. I can still remember how soft her boobs felt. If I close my eyes, that sensation comes back to me. I do my best to imprint that memory onto my brain forever. Onto my brain. I'll worry about stuff like Senpai's power in our next course of action later. Right now I need to focus on crystallizing that soft, squishy sensation so I never forget it. Absolutely can't forget it. I absolutely can't forget it. Never ever.